Too early?
Way
too soon?
early.
A little too early.
Hey everybody, welcome to a remake/remaster of the game that convinced Wooly to buy PS2.
Was it? Yeah, it was, wasn't
100%. This was the purchase game.
Yeah, and you've never regretted your purchase of the size of these lads.
Oh boy.
This is not eFigs.
No, it's not.
It's super not.
It's EFP.
What is this?
EFP.
It's from
localization has changed.
Okay.
So what do you favor, graphics boy?
Well, since this this setup doesn't record in 4K, that's an easy choice.
This is going to be a really weird LP, and here's why. Because we all respect this game immensely.
Respect the hell out of it.
And
oh, don't worry. When I start doing sick burnouts on 7 or 8,
our LPs are not respectable videos.
We did one.
So
we did
Silent Hill 2 and maybe 3
were respectable,
I guess. And Bayo and Wonderful 101 were pretty respectable.
Well, those weren't
too.
LPs,
but I don't know how.
You might as well.
What I'm trying to say is I don't know how to do this.
We can do
yeah,
it.
he hasn't done it yet.
I don't know how to do this right now.
Luckily, the cutscenes in this game use a fake language.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do this with games that I fucking adore.
Wow, that looks nice.
Yeah.
It does. Some people say too nice and it ruins the game. Have you heard of this, Wooly?
You're not even real.
Oh yeah, I am.
Realist.
You're not real.
I saw some comments on a Slow Beef tweet where he's like, "What's the Shadow of the Colossus? I never played it." People are like, "Don't play that remake. It loses the aesthetic and it's not as good that way." That's not true.
Fall off your horse. Fuck you.
I was saying this to Pat earlier on. You can make the case that you lose charm going from the end of the 16-bit era to the PlayStation era. You lose that aesthetic and whatever. That doesn't work with PS2 to PS4.
Well, it doesn't work when you have a game that is attempting a realistic art style with primitive technology, and then you are doing the same realistic art style with less primitive technology.
Unless your models and world look like Unreal asset dumps.
Which this does not.
Oh, that violin is so fucking...
If this looks like one of those Yoshi games or Kirby games where it's like, look, finally, Kirby running like it always should in Unreal 4 with ×8 anti-aliasing.
It's the same world, it's the same textures, it's the same shiny look and bloom.
Well, it's not the same texture.
No, but what I mean is if this is that type of remake or was, then I would say you'd be right to ignore it.
Yeah.
But it's hardly that.
PS3 version, look-wise...
God, turn my motherfucking headphones up.
Yeah,
you guys been, notorious for turning all your headphones down recently.
No, this has nothing to do with that. It has to do with this incredible soundtrack by Koji Kondo.
It's not Koji Kondo,
I made that mistake.
Sake.
It's not.
This is the second time.
You're right.
This is one of the most bizarre continuous mistakes.
It's because of the OST on my fucking computer and the name.
It's right next to it.
It was. Okay. And I always my brain just.
You know what? That's the 3x3 eyes paradox.
You always think of it first because of the first on the list. I'm sorry. My brain has linked the two.
Oh, man.
Oh, I've never been so angry for such a short amount of time. I was furious for half a second.
Because it's the link. We don't choose the links.
No, the links choose us.
Or Dorman does.
Dorman.
Oh, yeah, we're getting to the bridge.
Yeah. The bridge is like the first moment where you're like, oh, wait, this is a crazy, dumb fantasy world that's awesome.
Well, I always like the idea because you get to see very, very little of the game outside of this area.
Did you play Eco first?
No.
Did you play Eco first?
I played Eco second.
No, wait, I did play Eco first.
I played Eco second.
I came to Eco second, so this was the first introduction to this world.
And, it kind of implies that outside of this area, everything's normal, because, he goes through a normal-ish forest, and this place is weird by comparison.
Yeah.
This moment here, this shot in particular, was a moment of, restoring faith in cinematic video games.
Yeah.
You know?
So.
It hit me in a way that was like, holy fuck.
I think there's some stuff later, but this is the first-ish thing. That bridge also makes Tolkien shit his pants with awe about the beauty and impracticality of that bridge.
Oh man.
Also, when I got this and when I got the PS2 and I was playing this the first time, it was in the basement, super far away from the sounds of the stupid blenders and TVs upstairs and shit. So I got to really get immersed and appreciate it.
Yeah, so you can really immerse into Koji Kondo's amazing
I'm
work.
just thinking,
Damn
when
it.
you got that PS2, you got this and MGS3,
Yeah.
which couldn't be more opposite in tone of quote-unquote cinematic
What?
video game.
I thought they were really similar.
Oh, no. There is essentially no dialogue in this
Wander,
entire
go, Wander, go to the cave under the waterfall. The cave under the waterfall.
Hey,
Got it.
They both had a lot of moss in them.
Oh,
do.
shit, that's true.
This one appears to have substantially more.
Look at this.
Cow Otani.
Cow
not Koji
Otani.
Kondo. Cow Otani. Damn it, I know this. All right.
Koji Itani.
Oh,
Cow
man.
Kondo.
The cloak doesn't horrifically clip through Wander anymore. Ruined.
I hope we do see a bunch
That's
of
live
horror
action.
thing-
That's a live action
I
shot.
thought the same when
That's
I booted
a
this
fucking
up.
real shot.
It's so nice that FMV is coming back.
Oh.
That looks super good.
I hope we do see some dumb flickering and Wander getting thrown 500
of
miles
course.
into the air. I really hope we get
Some levity
something.
in this otherwise perfect experience.
But you know what? It's like if we don't get any bugs, amazing. What a perfect game. if we do get bugs, amazing. What a
Yeah.
perfect game.
You really can't.
It's got that Red Dead thing going on where every bug that I've seen is completely hilarious. Like,
I haven't seen any. Oh shit, that sucks.
And the nature of the game means having progression blockers actually make it in would be really hard.
Hey, it's that staircase that's really important that you never see except for one more time later on.
You get to go back there. What are you talking about? You can just go back there.
But there's nothing back there.
Well, if you can climb up out the back using the diagonal
I think Willie
jump.
means cinematically. It's the only like.
Oh, yeah,
important-
yeah,
It's the only.
They show you
one
it
of the
and
two
they
only
emphasize it because
shots.
it leads to this.
Look, it's the time attack hallway.
So
That's what it is in my heart.
Your
This
heart-
is time attack.
Your heart is garbage.
I think we should.
Did you beat time attack?
No.
I did
hard.
not either.
It's really hard.
Of course I wouldn't. But
Let's not even fucking play that game.
I think when Dorman Kun / Chan talk, we should probably
Oh, yeah.
give him / her a wide berth.
Nimrod.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, it's-
wow. Look at you can tell what fabric
What it is, yeah, it's like a quilt.
It's absolutely fuzzy quilt.
I wish it was like a Street Fighter 4 Snuggie.
You can't get I looked at aggro and I was like, what's wrong with aggro? And then I realized that aggro has the wrong face marking for my game. Because in my game, aggro always had an eye
yeah.
down the center of her face.
They're nasty feet.
Whereas in the if you don't have the
It's a nasty
eco save
footworld.
game,
Yeah.
you get the diamond.
Look at that toss.
Giant quilt. So what do you think about that, Willie?
I'm still caught up on thinking his name should be the Wanderer, as opposed to Wander.
That was never a thing.
I know, but my brain wanted it to be a thing.
I'm not screwed. Laomism Wop was you the last also. View houses is will. Equal kizado you lola. Islis pozaiuk. Aumizquikil. You are la kwika.
I think it was based on the fact that the name of the game, Wander and Colossus, is a bit of a Jack and the Beanstalk kind of thing.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But it feels like it should be the Wanderer, you know? Like, it's just a better use of English, I feel.
Well, luckily it's just Wanda.
Luckily. Fortunately.
That horse would fucking leave him now.
Nah, man.
Horsey's shadow people, it's gone.
So this is where you have your...
Aggro's the best.
So here's where you're like, oh, I'm playing Eco 2.
Yeah. I'm gonna swing my sword and kill these shadow people to defend my lady. Oh, I love that sword's design. It's so simple.
Defend my dead lady. Oh wait, there. Love that one in the middle that's just kind of crip walking.
Is it just me, or does he have like a, God, what am I trying to say? His facial expressions, his facial features look like they come from there's a word I'm forgetting, but it's like he looks like he looks like he's Mediterranean in culture a little bit in his facial features.
Maybe.
Sure.
Dormi ifo aluyula Oshtu hailwa wukiu aikwa Ujisu hiazu tsudoko Wash nordekyo utiula
It's kind of like how HD Snake turned into David Hayter a little bit.
Yeah.
For just that one little brief period.
Idus orodo yu iweriko It's not ours amuswa Alu tiklik If the leads to Iso
Has anyone here learned this language in the way people learn
Klingon?
or
I don't
doubt
think
it.
there's enough.
Yeah.
I
Elvish?
genuinely don't think there's enough actual dialogue for you to.
Ueda would have to sit there and make the language.
And one of the things that
Lord of the
actually
Rings style.
Yeah.
interests me a lot about this language is I was thinking about when the elder was talking in the setup. Usually, when Japanese make a fake language, it's just Japanese French.
Yeah, for sure.
This is not that at
No,
all.
you can tell.
This is way closer to like Native American sounding,
something
like
like
Iroquois.
But there are linguists that are of jobs now that are making fantasy movie languages.
That's correct.
Game of Thrones employs a bunch of them.
I don't think that was the case here, though. I think they just made it.
Oyu I'll bet
I love that.
Yeah.
Reverse echo. The devil may cry. That's the first time I ever heard it, and I was
He's doing the
like,
Ghana version?
You bet Sanada
"Devil may cry."
Collect them all.
Basically, put them in a Pokeball.
Oh, man.
That would be a strong Pokemon team.
Oh. Well,
Malice, I choose you.
I was always under the impression that if you didn't have the sword, they were essentially immortal.
Yeah, like you're not gonna. This is not.
Like you can't even touch
This
them.
is not gonna
Oh,
get
yeah.
done, sir.
Well, they look like they've been wandering around for like eons, almost.
So this is the point I would be like, what type of price?
Ola
Just get a new bitch.
You do new
Plenty of live fish in the sea, Wander.
Because I'd hate to bring someone back and then they wake up only to be like, I don't know, fucked over some
But
way or
no,
whatever it is.
no, Pat, this one's perfect.
Honestly, now that I think back on it, the implication of their relationship is not even necessarily romantic.
Doesn't necessarily have to be.
That could be a relative,
Unless you're going by the live-action script.
which doesn't exist.
The tweets about it do.
Shut up.
You haven't read those?
No, I am not.
Oh, I'm gonna bring some
it's-
fun to this LP.
It's
Don't you do
it's
this.
one of the very many PS2 games that were getting movie
Oh, I forgot.
treatments.
You can move the camera.
Oh,
during this.
God.
Like God of
Fucking
War
Kojima
was supposed
style.
to get a movie, and
Yeah.
it never did.
And a dude that was working on the script tweeted out how angry he was at so much of it being terrible.
Long before fucking MGS4 did it. Oh, yeah, gameplay. Woo. Oh, okay. I need to.
Leave. Get out of here.
I need to. Thank you. Now that we have real controls.
Yeah.
Okay, so
If you're ever feeling frisky and you're using Gold Wave, you can take your voice, record it, do a reverb on it, and then invert it backwards to get that effect.
Oh wow, I don't remember that at all.
What?
An effect where it actually like damages the floor that you look at if it.
Oh, I think it's just like a sunspot.
No, I think that's just a spot, like for the target or where you're
Cool.
focusing.
There we go.
What's
Now,
aggro's range of aggro?
now let me think.
How close do you need to get
You
to
can
him?
aggro from really far away.
There we
on.
go. And
All right.
So,
So Pat, let's do it. Side saddle swing.
it's-
Stand up backwards, straight to the bow and arrow.
it's
Let's
been
go.
very many years.
You're gonna need it.
Whoa! He doesn't
Don't
like
worry,
that.
Don't
aggro.
point-
I will not shoot you.
Never pointed aggro.
And down.
He's gone now.
Okay.
Oh, he's like, but I'm forced to come back to your slave whistle.
There's a.
Seeing people argue about what this horse's name is makes me want to fucking die.
It says it.
It's
In the. It says it.
it's not so much a slave whistle, Matt, as it is like one of those electrocuting collars.
How the fuck do I say
Where if you wander too
There it
far
is.
away from Wanda,
Because
get
in Twilight
shocked.
Princess, you need to use that special horse grass to call Epona. But that's like an item basically. But this is just you have a magic whistle.
so wasn't it R1 and then left on the or right on the stick?
Oh god,
And
dude,
then-
it's been so fucking long.
So for
right,
people that want
and
to
then
know,
triangle to stand up.
like this version of Shadow of the Colossus has like 2 or 3 different control schemes. Like one's called
Whoop.
modern. Ooh, nice. One's called modern. One's called classic, and one's called like classic, like with variations. Like classic with a few little changes to it. So
I honestly
that alone makes this a
forget
superior version.
all of the horse controls.
A lot of them were withholding that we're holding our R1 or the shoulder buttons, and then combining with a direction and a
Yeah,
and a
well,
face.
those things are gone.
Yeah.
Now, if I remember
Are
right,
those just tricks to look cool, or does it have
No,
actual
they are
applications?
tricks to look cool.
What are you talking
They
about?
have no realistic application.
It helped.
Oh, look
Can
at this!
can I tell you about when you're being chased by?
Oh, I'm watching them fight. It's gonna be great.
Continue.
Tell.
I thought that standing up on the horse and aiming the bow backwards was useful for the sandworm.
13? Is that 13?
The sandworm. I don't remember
Yeah,
the number.
okay.
So
I don't remember the numbers.
Oh,
just
did I
say what
ride
they
past
were.
too fast and scare all the little lizards away?
We want to get Wait, I thought I saw one. Turn. Near the rocks where the shadows kind of end.
That might be a lizard. Or not. I don't think that's a lizard. Unfortunately not. Oh well.
But yeah, you can totally beat.
No,
the
there.
No, that was just like
A rock or a particle.
Oh,
Particle,
this art
particle.
style is ruining everything. Alright, aggro. Let's get out of here.
Oh, it was that. It was that. You saw like a
Yeah,
leaf or
yeah.
something that just faded off. It was that. It was
God.
a
This
float to the
garish
ground.
HUD is just so invasive.
Can't believe it.
Where is my prompt to log into Facebook?
Fuck.
Final Fantasy.
So for those
Get
of you
your
who have
shit together.
no idea how I know how to go here, oh, it's R2. That's what it is.
Thank you.
There it is.
Now bow and arrow
That's to look cool.
and backwards,
Come on. There we go. And then hey, aggro.
and then you'll be right in his face.
And then you get to do this.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now, side saddle was a little more complicated.
Because it was involving both sticks.
Yeah, so you would do this.
There you go.
And then you would.
Drop to one side.
I think you have to jump or.
Click. R3
Yeah,
or
you have
R3.
to hit.
There you
nice.
go.
You have to hit jump.
Yeah.
However, you cannot shoot your bow at this.
No, but you can dodge some shit.
Yeah, but if aggro gets hit, it's the same thing.
You'll fall down too. It's like
That was definitely more of a swag.
Is any of that in the instruction book, or was it just stuff
It was
that you
not.
found out?
It
You
was
find out by
100%
playing.
Not.
Okay.
And swing your sword and look like a huge idiot. Swing it.
Oh,
Yeah,
give me a
because
second.
there's no. Is there any reason to swing your sword?
The only thing you can hit ever with your sword that isn't a Colossus with a
The
stab
lizard?
is the lizards.
Yeah.
This is how you get the lizard.
Yeah.
But this is your attack. This is all
Yeah,
you
it's
have.
shit.
It's terrible.
It's not meant to.
Guess
and
what?
It even looks like Wander doesn't know what he's doing.
Wander is not a swordsman. He's a boy. He's probably a farmer.
I am so unused to these new
Yeah, and he
controls.
stole. I bet you Wander did 3 huge faux pas against his entire society. A, he probably stole that sword.
B, he stole that dead person.
He stole that dead person, and he stole the dead person, and she was sacrificed for some reason. And then thirdly, come to the land where we forbid you from ever going to.
Which will later be termed by us and pretty much everybody ever as the Forbidden Lands.
So yeah.
Why is it the Forbidden Lands? I don't care. Just don't go.
Again, this dude, all his skills are in his parkouring and his climbing.
He's self-taught.
He's a decent climber.
And his shot is quite true.
And
However,
his ability to ignore fall damage.
Yes, and his horse riding is true, but his fucking sword skills are non-existent.
It's
So
like
that tells
Daredevil
you-
shooting a gun.
That tells you what kind of boy he is. That tells you what his job was. That tells you what it was,
His job was eat shit. There we go. Ooh, a bird.
Yeah, that bird's always there.
Can you grab onto...
It's for scale.
Onto the hawk? I was never good at that.
That I've only watched video of.
I've never been good at that. So here's a scale. It's the big temple. It's by far the biggest goddamn object in the entire game.
In terms of tallness, yeah.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
so.
Also, in the PS2 version... Okay, let's talk about the tech here. In the PS2 version, this looked like shit from this shot because the way they did LOD detail and the way they had fake fucking bloom boxes for lighting.
Let the stick go for a sec there.
Oh, the stick does not want me to do this.
Oh, okay, got it.
The stick desperately wants me to look
Never.
at this. So, Shadow Colossus had a fairly labor-intensive way to do lighting, in which they made fake light. What would they?
Fake bloom. It was fake bloom. It was incredible.
settings for all light sources. So if you were inside, you would have a lighting model, and then you go outside. And they did this to fake HDR.
And there was 9 layers of it. And I remember them talking about how extensive it was because the most complicated version was standing inside the temple looking out.
Yeah, which is the very first thing you do in the entire game. So get it right.
What a horrible monster.
What is this guy's name? Willie, can you pull up a list of these
I
guys?
would like to know their actual names.
It is ready
I
to
only
go.
know one or two.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, look how good that looks. Look at the birds for scale.
Birds for scale.
Yeah, so we're looking.
we have a couple
We're looking
things.
at Valis right now.
Valis.
Dallas? So we have a couple things we can do.
Because you can either
Minotaurus
call
Colossus.
them, you can either call them their names, their numbers, or like just describe them.
Or the Latin name.
The vast majority of people are just going to call them the numbers. So
The Latin name allows you to kind of like remember
I
based
can
on the.
bug him with this.
You can, and he'll turn
Not going to
around.
bother.
It will
Instead,
bug
if you have the ability to do so, oh man, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. You should always
Start with that.
tag your boys.
Tag your point.
So he's got one in the heel, and he's got one
In
at
the
the
head.
crown of his head, which I'm having trouble getting right here.
He's like, oh god, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He's got his hand up in his eyes.
Now, I can't imagine for many people this is their first time
Seeing this guy.
I think there's probably a good percentage.
oh man, I
Important-
really kind of hope not.
Important to notice.
Birds for scale.
Birds for scale. His eyes are blue.
Very
so
blue.
scary.
Very, very.
Yeah,
blue.
their eye color denotes like how angry they are. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Blue means he's friendly.
pretty much.
Hello,
He's
friend.
inquisitive. Hey, hello. I'm sorry about your girl dying, but like, this isn't the way
I'm in the shadow. Crap.
of the Colossus.
You're an interesting creature.
No,
What's
no,
your
no.
name?
If you're not in a light source.
Oh, look at the big angry.
Oh no!
Oh, and now we're red.
That hurts.
You should have probably shot an arrow.
Get up, Wander.
Yeah, you don't like that sword.
You can do this.
It's not you, really. It's the sword.
All right, let's see how
Oh,
effective
yeah.
this is. So I like that it does like a pixel of damage, but it's essentially nothing.
Enough to teach you that no.
That it's nothing.
And you see some black blood.
So we're gonna get in here.
Get fucking in.
Unfortunately, Valis is way too slow.
He's very easy.
No. Ah.
Is it just me or is the music way lower?
It's because we have it on home theater mode. You want me to change that?
I really do.
Okay. Yeah, no, we
okay,
can change it. Audio. What do you want this? TV?
Yeah, let's try that. I
It
want
is
to.
on TV.
I want to hear.
No, I was on home cinema.
I want the
was?
opened way to be playing with all the gusto it deserves to be played with.
Doesn't sound any different to me.
Yeah, I know. There we go. So he hit the first weak point in the game teaches you that doesn't really do damage. but it does knock him down.
It's a setup for a bigger combo.
Yeah. Hey, you stop that. So you gotta slash his leg so that he fall down.
No. Bend over.
There we go.
Get
Right
off that hairy
there.
butt.
That's where we
shaggy
want to
thing.
be. There's probably tons of like fucking ass crust all over there stuck to the fur.
So if you guys want to know why this version of the game was required, so you see how I'm standing here regenerating my stamina? If you hold the grab button, you would just sit down.
Yeah.
In the PS3 version, every single one of these steps would send my guy careening around like an asshole.
Right.
And would require stamina use to
Right.
negate, which completely screws up all your time trials and also makes the game, I would say, like twice as hard.
Like artificially hard
Yeah.
in a way that was
in a way that it was never actually
And
designed.
that was because they were building off of
The PAL version.
like a PAL version, but like the final PAL version or like a beta of it where
I
that
think
wasn't
it was the
fixed.
final PAL
That's
version.
fucked.
I'll add to that factoid and say that if your fashion designer gives you little shelves that men can crawl on and stab you, you should probably fire that fashion designer.
So one of the things that you also had a really hard time doing in the PS3 version is that you can see I can pretty much just stand on him
Yes.
without being thrown off naturally. That was also very tough. So unfortunately, Valis,
on his neck was
you're very easy
right.
to murder.
He's like, no, give me a chance.
I know you don't like this. So what
Really
we're gonna
hate
do?
it. I
and
just
we're-
noticed the jangling like rings in his nose.
Yeah, I think those are new.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
So if you look at the bottom right, gang, you can see that the stamina meter is
It's getting
decreasing,
low.
but also the stamina meter has a little hidden thing to tell you how bad your stab is going to be. Oh, could you stop it, Valis?
How
Stop
bad?
it.
How weak your stab?
Yeah, so you look at the...
Oh, I see it. I remember that.
So then you take a minute, you stand up here, try and get the jumping stab, and then you fall off. There it is. Okay. I don't remember how to do
it's
this.
better to learn the jumping stab now than forget
Then
about it
with
later.
9.
Yeah.
Or
And
10.
And again, at this point, you also learn that certain weakness points only last 1 or 2 stabs. Then they turn red, and you can't use them anymore.
Yeah, so that weakness point on his leg is never going to disappear because it's what I would call a, I don't know, access weak point.
Yeah.
It's not for damage.
Oh, there you go.
And climb up, Wander.
No.
Climb the fuck up, Wander.
Doesn't want to.
Oh no.
I climbed on without waiting for my stamina to regen.
Certainly did.
Man, I miss the New Game Plus stamina.
How not to play.
The worst part is I loaded this up at home and got him like in 40 seconds, and now that I'm on camera, it's so bad.
That's the way it goes.
Oh, it's always the way it goes.
And with this
You know what?
basic system explanation,
I want to try something.
if you haven't seen or done this game or experienced it on your own, you should then stop this LP and play it.
Does
how,
that
how
work?
much is this? This is like $40? Like $50?
It's so good. And it's
no, I just
so
mean
worth...
this version of the game.
Does that work?
I don't know. Let's find out. It's so worth discovering
It's not full price.
the magic of this game on your own because it's all non-verbal and there's just, you know what I mean? Like, there's so much to just, like, wander and
Oh,
find.
look at him! He got the plug-in with the name.
I had
So-
Rocky over
so-
last night, and he had never seen the game running.
Yeah,
How?
yeah.
So he didn't have a
So-
PS2 until much later.
So I really, really don't want people to rob themselves of some incredible moments by having us spoil it for them.
That's a great way to start an LP.
I'm just being super real.
That being said, though, you could play this and have a very different experience with a Colossus than we might.
Oh, for sure.
Also, I mentioned it slightly before, and while the game of this tone seems like the most bizarre fit possible for what I'm about to say next, running the time trials is actually a blast on the different difficulties.
Finding out how to get it working.
It's really, like, some of them you have to do it completely differently. And there's Valis. And you get the slowdown.
This was the slowdown
Yes.
stab?
Yeah.
Okay, it's been a while.
This is what I use for hunting and killing videos.
This shot or this...
No,
Wasn't the
reasoning.
final stab wasn't just a normal like impact and then cut to the the
You know what?
moment?
Maybe
it
you're
was.
right, but I don't remember.
That slowdown stab into the
Quickly, you can run away from it. Willie believes it now.
feels new to me.
Do you really believe you can run away from that?
Were you there yesterday or not?
No.
Willie believed it for
We were
1
talking about it
second.
on the podcast. You don't remember?
No, I was good.
You were not. You were there. Will you
Well,
believe me
anyway.
for 1 second that you can run away from it
Fuck me
and
up,
skip this
fam.
cutscene?
I have tried.
my shit up.
I have tried
Spoilers.
every conceivable variant of running from that shit, including jumping off of cliffs and all sorts.
Because some
of
give
shit.
you a lot more time than others.
Yeah, it is not possible
Maybe
to
if
get
I
away from.
die first, I'll get away.